Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name's Dion, and today I'm going to be talking about trades I've placed, trades I'm in. I'm going to be breaking down a little bit of my strategy, talking about what I'm really changing with my trading plan. I'm going to be making these videos every single day, mainly just going through the markets, looking for opportunities, what trades I'm thinking about taking, how certain trades played out, all this and that. So this is day one of many videos to come, but since it is the first one, I'm going to spend this time just to go into currently what I'm up to, because it has been it's been brought to my attention that I've been off YouTube for a month, not just 2 to 3 weeks. I've been gone for a month, and a lot has changed in that month, so I'm just going to quickly break it down and talk to you. So to keep it simple, I'm working on a new trading plan. Now, what exactly am I changing? I'm not changing any strategy or any technicals or anything like that. My like the entire breakdown of how I trade will stay the same, and I will make another video on that. So if you want to see how I actually trade, like my actual strategy, subscribe, because I will post a video about that very shortly, probably sometime this week or this weekend. So what I am changing is the data that I use and how I use it. So what I mean by that is instead of just relying on my own data, my own back testing, my own trading to sort of configure say like a set of ideas, saying like, oh, you know, when I do shorts on AUD USD, that's when I have the highest probability of winning. And like I can use that data and be like, okay, I will only short AUD USD from now on, something like that, just as an example. I'm using data that's been recorded for many years prior, and data that people have used, say like algorithms or algos or certain programs to create short-term, long-term predictions. Now, the platform which I'm using for this is Seasonal Prime. So if you're familiar with Seasonal Prime, they, the best way for me to describe it is they have years and years and years of data, all kinds, and they put it into this platform where it's easy to interpret this data, it's easy to see what this data shows, and you can use this to help you with your trading. Now, I've been trying to implement this platform into my trading strategy by using the power of their data analysis. They have much more data than I do, so if I can learn to use this to my advantage, because the numbers don't lie, the numbers are flat out, they're plain, they're simple, and they show you something. The numbers tell you a story. If I'm able to use these numbers to my advantage and combine it with my technical skills, then I think it will work really well. So I decided to sign up for 1 month with Seasonal Prime and see what happens. As you can see, this is when I started, the 12th of July, which is roughly like 10 days ago. So just over a week in. It's been really good, actually. I've been using it every day. Although you can see that ever since I started using it, I'm down 3%. So these are all the trades that I've taken. Here's like the prior setups. Some of them I forgot to take, but it's okay because you can see it in the resulting like photos, like how it ended. But yeah, this is pretty much how I'm trying to track how my trading is going using Seasonal Prime with my actual trading plan. So I'm not actually integrating my trading plan and Seasonal Prime at the moment. Right now, I'm trading mostly based on Seasonal Prime's short-term predictions, just so that I can have a feel of how their algo works. Is it accurate? Does it do what it says it's going to do? How, pretty much how accurate is it? And once I can get a good gauge and a good feel of how this program likes to work, how it likes to show its setups, all this and that, then I'll be able to integrate it with my actual strategy. So that's why we're down a little bit. It's because I'm just blindly, I'm trading on Seasonal Prime like as if I'm taking signals, which I know is the wrong way to do things, but this is how I'm choosing to gather my data. This is my approach to it. So I've been doing my journaling every day. I've been looking at the setups that it's been providing me, and I've been journaling, taking the trades, seeing how they went. I keep journaling about it. I've got so much in front of me here, which you can't see. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. But as of today, I'll quickly read out my journal entry. So I pretty much said that starting today, I have thoughts about shaping my new trading plan. I will now use seasonal prime data in combination with my trading technique. This means trading the pairs with the high strength, analyzing how I usually would, and then executing based on my plan. Seasonal prime will help me pretty much scan for trades or scout for trades, which I can then use my strategy on. So seasonal prime, I'll quickly hop onto it. So here we're on CHF yen. This is pretty much what seasonal prime will give you. It will give you the chart that's like imported from TradingView, so it's the same thing. You get the same tools, but the markups you use don't save. And then it gives you something up here, long-term prediction candlesticks. So it tells you roughly, okay, we're looking for a rally. We're going to match this high before making a drop. So that's something very rough, right? So we're looking for a push up and then a drop down. So then we look here, okay, what could this mean? What this could mean would be something like, we could see a push up here, and then from there we could see the push down to whatever seasonal prime was telling us. We're saying roughly 119, so 119 there, so maybe the drop isn't that big. We'll see something like that. So it gives you this as a long-term prediction, very roughly. You scroll down and then it gives you this, it's a long-term prediction, but in a different, it's like showed differently, not using candlesticks. It's now more of like a trend line or something. So yeah, you can see this here. We are looking for a small rally up before a dip down. And you can see also here on long-term prediction, it's giving you the percentage change per day. Again, this is just the predictions. So you can see we have negative days for about a week, and then we see a rise and then a huge drop. So in the 10th day, this is where we're seeing the rise, which we see up here. So roughly in about a week, we could see a rally, right? And from that rally, once we've seen that push up, that's when we're going to see that drop. That's what seasonal prime is telling us. Here's a short-term prediction where it just tells us over the next few days like what the candlesticks will print out to be. And based on all the data they've collected, this is the probability of the chance of it happening pretty much. Like the move it's going to make, the amount of times it's scanned and found this reoccurring pattern, and this is the probability of it playing out. Then it's got a whole bunch of other information which I won't get into just because I don't use it. Now, what are my thoughts on seasonal prime so far? I mean, it's good. It's just got a lot of data, and it all depends on how you use this data. You can't trade based off seasonal prime. I don't think you can. It's just giving you like supporting information which you can use alongside your strategy and your trading plan to execute trades pretty much. So I've learned that because I've taken all the trades. Some worked, some didn't. I understood why some did and some didn't. There's many different reasons. I won't get into it in this video because it will take forever. But pretty much what I've come to conclude is that seasonal prime works best when you trade your normal strategy, but you use their data to confirm the direction, the movements, the entries, exits, stop losses, this and that. It's just used to support your strategy. That's all seasonal prime is, I believe. So that's how I'm gonna start treating it from as of today. Yeah. So enough rambling. Let's now go into the trades which I've taken yesterday. What has been going on? So let's move back over into my Excel sheet. So the trades I took yesterday were all of these ones. You see, I have already been stopped out of one for 0.5%. So let's just start from the top. GBPNZD. So this is the pound against the New Zealand dollar. We are currently in profits with this trade. Pretty much, these are all based on seasonal prime, alright? So this isn't a trade I would usually take, and let me tell you why. We did see this rejection off of this support here. We've seen price rise, but I'm just seeing too much strength in forms of resistances. So we have this area here. We see wicks up here. We see there's a high here and there's a high here. Before price gets... There's too much in the way from where price currently is to where I think it's going to go next. So up to this level. There's a high here. There's a high here. There's chances it can just bounce off these highs and go the other way. So yeah, this isn't a trade I would usually take, especially because we have just rejected twice off a key level. We're making lower highs. Yeah, this isn't a trade I would usually take. So you can tell that this was purely based off seasonal prime. This didn't have any of my strategy or technique implemented into it. CADJPY. What we have here is obviously we're on a downtrend, we're making lower lows, lower highs, and the whole thing about this trade was we've had a really strong push up, and then price started dropping, it started losing strength. We had just touched into 88, which does seem to be a key level. We can see touches here to 88 as a support. Now we flipped that into resistance. We're seeing a push down. So this is a risky trade, and this is not a trade I would usually take. This is based on, okay, we've seen a strong rally. Now let's catch it back down because it has to pull back, and we're in a downtrend. For me, I would like to see at least, I would like to see a confirmation in the form of like a cycle of something in a downtrend. What I mean by that is from here, for price to create a higher low, or maybe say a double top, then a low, and then a lower high, something like that. So double top, boom, boom, can't break, comes down, comes up, and then stops like lower, more preferably to a Fibonacci retracement zone, if that makes sense. So here was just entering straight off the bat. It's very risky. I did not have any confirmation. This trade, I believe, actually, I'm not too sure if I'm in profits or not in this trade. I mean, it's just here somewhere. So what are we at? CADJPY. So yeah, this is CADJPY here. So so this is a good example of where I would enter. So we saw the double top, we touched once, came down here, touched twice, we found support, so double top and then a lower high. Now price is in this range here. If I see that break, then that confirms to me we're going in the right way. But otherwise, this is how I would have entered. I would have entered around here. Once I've seen like a more bearish candle, then somewhere around here I would have entered. Stops still in the same place. This just entered a little bit. I entered early, but yeah, like I said, this is based on seasonal prime. I just saw the entry and I took it. Now going over to the next pair, which we have NZDCAD. Same thing, we saw a really strong push to the downside. We did create a higher low. We are on an uptrend, as you can see in this area. So now seasonal prime is telling us, hey, we made the strong push down. It's time for price to come up in the form of a retracement. Usually what I would do is place my take profit above the last high, because if it isn't an uptrend, it's making higher highs and higher lows. So I don't know why I would just target 0.885, because if I do believe this is an uptrend, I should be expecting price to break the last high, even just go to at least 0.89. But no, this is what seasonal prime said, so this is what I'm doing. I'm trying my very best this month to only trade based on what seasonal prime is telling me, because once I start trading my strategy, the results become skewed, because now the results I'm getting is a mix of my strategy and seasonal prime, and I can't tell if seasonal prime is actually reliable, if it's accurate, what's happening. So yeah, that's why I don't care if I'm in like 3% like loss or whatever, because this isn't how I actually trade. This is literally just a trial run, just to see how things work. I think I'm in profits on this one as well, so let's go NZDCAD. Yeah, we're in profits here. It's not going too bad. And the last one, we have USDCAD. I'm just going to break it down on this chart instead of on the photo, so you can see where we're actually at. So here, same thing, strong push down, we made a higher low, we're expecting price to rally up, and you can see here that take profit has been placed above the last high, because I do believe that we are going to make a higher high, because we're on an uptrend. So what can I see here already? Early entry, of course, based on seasonal prime. We see double bottom here, we've seen the rejection. I haven't really seen any higher lows. I mean, if we go into the smaller time frames, I guess you can say like, if I just drag this down to here, I guess you could say like here is a higher low, but we are trading on very small time frames at the moment, so I don't really like using smaller time frames. There's just too much going on, and hard to determine that this actually is a higher low, because price could just still be slowly dripping its way down and it might not be. So I'm trusting seasonal prime. I'm going to like leave the trades in despite what I think. But we have 3 CAD pairs here. If this decides to drop, CAD being the main one here, if it's dropping, then price on these 2 pairs will rally, because if CAD is the first pair here, it goes down. These are inversely correlated, so that means that would push these up, because then NZD has strength against CAD. USD has strength against CAD, because if CAD's dropping, then of course the other pairs will go up. So at the moment, I'm more like focused on this. I think if we see a drop in price, a close below this support, and price decides to make its way down, we will see price on these 2 pairs continue to rally and hopefully make up for the previous losses. Now, going back to my performance over the past like 10 days or whatever, this is how I've been trying to track my trades. I take down the date and the week, what type of trading style, although I've been a little bit lazy at the moment because some of it's a little bit hard to describe, my bias, and well, the most important part is this: the setup and the result. The seasonal prime really doesn't tell me too much, because it's not a screenshot of what seasonal prime was once saying. This was just the link to the pair, so I can analyze it like a hot links sort of thing. So yeah, I hope everything in this video made sense. This is pretty much what seasonal prime was telling us today, because I was supposed to do like a market analysis. It's not saying anything too much, so we can go over here, organize it by strength. We see we have Euro USD. I looked into that, nothing too great. We have USDCAD, we have GBPNZD. So these are trades which I'm currently in. I'm in GBPNZD. I'm in profits with this one. And USDCAD, I'm in USDCAD as well, as you saw earlier. This trade I'm feeling confident in, as long as we get a drop in price with CADJPY. So yeah, that's my analysis for today, and a little bit more, pretty much just a look into my new trading plan, what's going on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This next week or so is just going to be trying to get everyone up to date, up to scratch with what's happening with my trading, my plans, my goals, because yeah, I'm coming back to YouTube, I'm coming back to the documenting, and I'm coming back hard. So there's going to be a lot of information coming out, and I do understand it might not be exactly what everyone wants to see, but this is what I want to put out. So I hope it is helpful, at least to some people. If you have any questions about my trading, any questions regarding how I'm doing things, the process I'm going about, why I'm choosing to do this instead of that, then feel free to comment in the comment section below. But yeah, my trading's done for today, so I'm going to go focus on all the other videos I want to make for you guys, like my cryptocurrency allocation, so like my portfolio, going into that. I'm going to go in depth with my actual trading plan and how I plan on using seasonal prime to support and facilitate that. Yeah, I got lots of videos to come, so I'm going to work on those today, and I'll catch you in the next one tomorrow morning. See you then.